So before I get into whether or not it's worth it to add like a UCF to the Big 12, I do owe an apology to somebody in the conference. Pete Mundo, Heartland College Sports Weekly, part of heartlandcollegesports.com. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks so much for joining us, wherever you're joining us, however you're joining us. The radio show that airs in 4 Big 12 states, the podcast, YouTube. We're on all these places, Facebook. Please do find us and join us. Chris Kleiman, new Kansas State head coach. Sorry, Coach. I called you Chris Kleeman when you got the job. People got on me on the podcast, on YouTube, on the show. I'm sorry for that. You know, I'm not a big TV guy. I'm more of a, I just read guy. And should have had it right. I butchered it. I apologize. It won't happen again. On a similar note for the Kansas State Wildcats, let's touch on this. Alex Barnes declared for the NFL draft last week. Not shocking. Well worth it. You got a guy with a new coaching staff coming in. He just led the Big 12 in rushing. You're a running back, which continues to be devalued at the NFL level. Just do what you got to do to get yourself to the next level. Try to make some money and get to the second contract if you can even get there. I don't know what Alex Barnes' NFL future is. If I'm just spitballing here, he's probably, I don't know. And I'm not an NFL draft guru. I'm just saying, Alex Barnes, probably on the high end, he's a 4th or 5th rounder. On the low end, he's undrafted. I mean, he's not overly fast. Yes, he's a strong body. I don't know. I don't see the explosiveness at the NFL level for Alex Barnes. Maybe I'll be proven wrong, but I don't blame him one bit for going, because even if he stays, maybe if he has a great year again, he's a 3rd rounder. Just go. Do your thing. God bless him. We wish him well, and good luck to Alex Barnes. Now, we also did a rundown on our website on heartlandcollegesports.com. I ranked the top 10 games in the Big 12 this past season. Just a quick rundown of that. I did number 10, OU beating Army 28-21. Number 9 was Baylor over K-State 37-34. Then I worked in at number 8, the 8th best game in the Big 12 this past season. Iowa State beating Oklahoma State 48-42. 7th best game, Iowa State beating Texas Tech 40-31. 6th best game in the Big 12, Oklahoma State 38, Texas 35. Number 5, Iowa State over K-State, Farmageddon 42-38. Number 4 was Bedlam, Oklahoma edging Oklahoma State 48-47. Number 3, I put in Oklahoma over West Virginia 59-56. The second best game in the Big 12 was the Red River rivalry, Texas over Oklahoma 48-45. And the top game in the Big 12 this season, West Virginia 42, Texas 41. I was at that game in Austin. I'm a little biased, but that was, that was incredible. So we ranked those on the website. I explained why I put each game where I did. You can go check it out at heartlandcollegesports.com. So some rumblings. Who had it last week? It got a lot of attention over the last bunch of days, and that was the idea of the Big 12 expanding and looking right to Florida and UCF. I think it was somebody in The Athletic that wrote about it, and it got a lot of attention all over the place. People started banting about it and talking about it. I don't want to go there right now. As time has gone on, don't you think the Big 12 has been proven right in a lot of this in terms of college football play, in terms of just college football expansion? You think Jim Delaney in the Big 10 is thrilled about the fact that he's got Maryland and Rutgers in his conference for football? Think it makes him happy? I don't think so. I don't believe it for a second. The Big 12 has a good thing going right now. I'm not going to mess with that to add UCF, which, by the way, let's see what UCF does under Josh Heupel, the former Oklahoma offensive coordinator. Let's see if this is sustainable. Just because you have a good couple of years doesn't mean, you're here for good. Boise State's a nice program. Boise State's not what it was under Chris Peterson. All right? Is UCF this good this year because Josh Heupel basically did it with Scott Frost's guys? Let's see. Why would you force the issue to get a pipeline to Florida? I don't think the Big 12 coaches have a lot of interest in recruiting Florida. The ones that do are basically OU, Texas, and West Virginia, because OU and Texas can recruit California, Florida, anywhere in the country. And West Virginia's always had a good pipeline to Florida. I don't think Mike Gundy has a lot of interest in going down to Tampa, Florida to look for guys. It's just not in his DNA. And to add more travel to these guys and do what? Obviously, if you add UCF, you have to add a second team. Who are you going to add then? Who are you going to try to force into this thing? Cincinnati? Going to try to force in Boise? Houston? What's the point? I don't see any benefit to the Big 12 expanding right now. And spare me the media market stuff. I mean, maybe I'm naive on this, but I don't think Florida shuts down for the UCF Golden Knights. I think they shut down for the Florida Gators. I think they shut down for the Florida State Seminoles. I think they might shut down if Mark Richt can get things going with the Miami Hurricanes. I don't think they're shutting down for the UCF Golden Knights. Call me crazy, but I don't see it. So to force this thing and to expand when history is now starting to prove that maybe the Big 12 was right. Now, that's not to say I'm glad that Missouri's gone. I'm not glad that Colorado's gone. I miss those teams. You know, even A&M on any given day I think would be great back in the Big 12, but they become, such total wimps, and this show's on the radio, so I can't use the word that I really want to use. They become such total B-words. Their fan base is just unbearable time and time again. A lot of days I don't miss them. But, I think Missouri would be great back in the Big 12 for sure. Getting that rivalry back with KU, getting the border war back. I think Missouri is way out of touch in the SEC. I don't think they're a cultural fit. It doesn't feel right. It feels like square peg and round hole. And, yeah, they've had some good seasons in football and basketball, but it doesn't feel right. I missed the hell out of Nebraska in the Big 12 conference. They're kind of a fit for the Big 10, and Scott Frost, I think, is going to eventually turn that thing around. But if you were to ask Nebraska fans, get them nice and drunk, right? When people actually tell the truth about things, get them nice and drunk and talk to Nebraska fans about whether or not they miss playing OU. You think they wouldn't miss playing OU? You don't think they miss playing even teams like Kansas and K-State? I mean, there was a brotherhood there with those old Big 8 teams that doesn't exist for Nebraska in the Big 10. So why is the Big 12 going to force this? They're finally starting to build some of these rivalries, build that continuity with these 10 teams. This is getting pretty fun. I don't want to mess with a good thing. I've never believed in that, in forcing something for the sake of forcing it. I think a pipeline to Florida is overrated for the Big 12. If it gets the right teams, the right coaches, in the right places, they're going to be able to recruit where they need to, and that should mostly be in the state of Texas. That's what it always should be with this conference. Focus on the state of Texas. Let that state carry you like it always has. And instead of being afraid of the SEC and having to go down to Florida territory, focus on locking down that state, because you're not going to beat the SEC and even some ACC schools in Florida at their own game. So don't spread yourself too thin. Just get down to Texas and get the best guys that you can. That should be the winning formula for the Big 12, not worrying about UCF or USF or whoever it might be that somebody wants you to expand with. Don't do it. You got the round robin in football. You got the double round robin in basketball. You have 1 versus 2 in the Big 12 championship game. It helped you this year. Just don't screw with it. I don't know why you would. Pete Mundo, Heartland College Sports Weekly, part of heartlandcollegesports.com. Always great to have you on in. Thanks so much for joining us, being a part of this week's show. Please do find us on every social media outlet, wherever it is. You can find us there, YouTube, the podcast, everywhere. And we'll talk to you soon right here on Heartland College Sports Weekly, part of Heartland College Sports. Same time, same place next week. Talk to you guys then. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, YouTube, thanks so much. Subscribe, share it. We appreciate it, and we'll chat soon.